What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package and infrastructure update, and daily news report for Saturday, May 22nd. Now, many economists are currently saying that direct payments should take priority over expanding healthcare. We also know President Biden will not include student loan forgiveness or prescription drug reforms in the government spending bill for 2022, and currently 4 states are paying unemployed workers up to $2,000 each just to go back to work as a back to work bonus. We also know Republicans are completely rejecting the $1.7 trillion infrastructure package that was proposed to them by the White House yesterday. The Progressive Party is actually extremely upset that the Biden administration isn't going after big and bold changes, and this is actually causing some type of, probably more delays, but this is also what progressives are saying is this is also going to cut into their priorities, which could mean that the chances of a stimulus check are actually going to decrease and the odds of additional unemployment benefits are actually all but gone. So this is what we know right now. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful Saturday, but let's get into the update for today. First, economists are saying that direct payments should take priority over expanding healthcare, expanding health insurance, who's insured. What we know, due to the recent changes in the Affordable Cares Act, based off of what passed over the past few months, right now we know that health insurance for low-income individuals is being covered. So what economists are saying is that if we are so worried about the lower income individuals, the low income, the middle class, then we could potentially, instead of expanding healthcare there, we could just provide additional checks, a stimulus check, direct payment to those people to get them back on their feet. Experts say that expanding the healthcare even further is great and it makes sense. It's great long term, but initially, it's not going to do much. It's not going to do much because a lot of people will not go and get routine physical or routine checkups, and they're not going to go and do all this stuff. And right now, we're still trying to fight through this pandemic, there's still a lot of people that don't want to go into a doctor. They just don't want to do that. So right now, experts are saying that this just wouldn't be the best use of time or money at this point. So they also go in to say that over a year into this pandemic, millions of Americans are still behind on their bills. They're still behind. They still need additional relief. The unemployment benefits have helped, but they have only kept people afloat. They have not actually provided for them so that they could pay for a future expense. And that's currently where a lot of people are saying that's where they would struggle. If they had to go and pay a $400 or $500 just random payment for whatever, maybe for some type of automotive maintenance, right? They couldn't do that. They got sick and they had an emergency health care bill that they had to pay. If it's $400 to $500, the majority of Americans couldn't pay that. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you had an emergency and you had to pay a $500 payment today, could you do that without risking the likelihood that you would not be able to eat for the rest of this week? Let me know down in the comment section below. Could you pay a $500 payment just all of a sudden without risking your health, without risking losing your apartment or your home or your car? Could you do that? Let me know. I'm just curious. Now, what we are hearing right now is that Americans were not able to put money into their savings accounts like many Republican lawmakers started to believe. And this is what a lot of Republicans were stating, is that we're giving the American people $1,200 extra every single month just to stay home. All they're doing is padding their bank accounts, buying more Bitcoin and stocks, and everyone's just doing well. Well, that's not the case. The stock market lately hasn't been doing all that well. Cryptocurrencies aren't doing so hot right now. So just keep that in mind. And it is because of this that a handful of economists currently believe that the only way to get this group of people back on their feet is to provide an additional stimulus check. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, and this is something that I think a lot of people are going to be upset by, but this is something that is currently being discussed. Experts say that lawmakers need to be in 100% agreement that this fourth stimulus check, which again isn't a guarantee at this point, but the fourth stimulus check will be the last and final payment. The last and final. This is what is coming from multiple economists. They say that the reason that the American people are talking about and pushing for a fourth stimulus check is because after the first one, then the American people started talking about the second. Lawmakers were referencing a second check. After the second check, lawmakers were discussing a third check, that $1,400. Get it back to $2,000. That is what initially was proposed. Well, right now, what we're hearing is that lawmakers economists are saying that if lawmakers just come out and say, and the Biden administration comes out and says, there's going to be absolutely no fifth stimulus check, there's going to be no talks on a monthly stimulus check, it will be the fourth and final check, that will be it. This is what experts say would happen. If the American people knew the fourth check was the final check, then they wouldn't be worried about, okay, well, I'm going to hold on to this money. I'm not going to spend it. I'm not going to, help boost the economy today because I need to go and, make sure I have a job. So I'm going to hold on to this check until I get a job. Then I will spend it, right? So what they are saying is that right now it's unfair for the American people to go through this time and time again when lawmakers keep on pushing for additional checks. And we know this is something that progressives have pushed for a long time. They've been pushing for universal basic income for as long as I can remember. But what we also know is that this is the closest we have been to really universal basic income for the majority of the American people. And so right now, experts say that lawmakers need to come out, be in 100% agreement that this would be the fourth and final check, give it to the American people, and stop discussing it. Stop discussing it whatsoever. Okay, and I'm in agreement there. I think that would work. However, I do feel that there's more checks that should be given to make up for all the deficits that we've gone through. However, by providing more stimulus checks to the American people, the United States does fall further and further into debt. So I am in agreement there. However, the issue is, and something that I do all the time, is I reference the fourth stimulus check because this is something that the American people need. But at the same time, honestly, I don't want to keep talking about a fourth stimulus check because it's something that's not a guarantee. But the problem is the lawmakers, the experts, the people in Congress, the White House aides are discussing this. And so again, I'm just trying to provide you an update. I'm not a lawmaker. I do not get to have really a say in this other than just my vote, just my opinion to my state representatives. That's it. I'm just like the average person. I'm just here updating you on YouTube. That's all I am. All right. So just keep that in mind. Now, lawmakers also, the experts also going to discuss why the stimulus check is needed at this time because the unemployment benefits are going to expire. Okay. And so this is what we need to understand at this point. Okay. They say that this should go for unemployment as well. If we are going to extend unemployment, extend it. If we are going to cut it off, just be 100% blunt with the American people that on September 6th, we are done. That is it. No more federal unemployment benefits. And what we hear at this point is this would actually benefit the American people because some are just waiting and hoping that their benefits get extended. I hope that the people that truly need it get it extended. However, I am also a firm believer right now that Congress will not extend it because of everything that they have gone through, everything that the Republican Party has put the Democratic Party through over the past few months. I don't believe Democrats will pass and extend expansion of the unemployment benefits at this time. So I don't think that's going to happen, but let's hope for the sake of millions of people, something will come out from it because right now millions of people will be suffering if there's no additional income. Now, the White House has not said much regarding the extension of unemployment benefits, and Congress is obviously still fighting with one another, so it's pretty much divided. It's not just Republicans and Democrats. The Democratic Party is divided at this time, and that's causing a big rift for the Biden administration. So we'll see what happens there, but as I know more, I promise I will share more. But speaking of unemployment, currently 4 states are offering a bonus if you go back to work. It's that get back to work bonus. These states include Arizona, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oklahoma. What I can tell you is these bonuses will be anywhere between $500 and $2,000 each, and it will go to each person, not per household. So if you have, let's say, 3 people in your household, or you and your spouse are unemployed, just understand, let's say you live in Arizona, you would each get a back to work bonus. It would not just be a household bonus. So that's actually a good thing there, so in some states you can receive up to $1,000 or possibly up to $4,000 for the household. Now, the caveat here is that you will have to go back to work soon. You will have to accept a job very soon. If you delay, if you wait until possibly one day before the unemployment benefits expire, this would not work. The state would not accept this, and you would not receive this back to work bonus. So just keep that in mind, that as of right now, there's only 4 states that are offering this. However, more states are currently contemplating this at this time. This is great that some states are offering a bonus to get back to work, but progressives say that this would not be needed if Congress would just do their job and pass the relief that is needed for the American people. That's the key, that is needed for the American people. Some say that the $1,200 stimulus check, the $600 stimulus check, and the $1,400 stimulus checks, the $3,200 for a year into this pandemic is not enough. Many other countries were providing much more benefits than what we in the United States received. However, even though we are a very powerful country, we're supposed to be the richest country in the world, we do have a lot of debt. And so that is the issue right now, is until we pay off some of this debt, until we get back to somewhat normal, it's going to be difficult to provide more assistance to the American people. And this is one of the reasons why the infrastructure package at this time is what is currently being debated as too expensive, or it's not enough. We need to provide more infrastructure so that hopefully we can build a little bit quicker and we can pay off that debt much sooner. So who knows? But speaking of infrastructure, the White House yesterday proposed a $1.7 trillion infrastructure package to Republicans. Republicans quickly rejected it, as they said that they are now further apart than they were before. What I can tell you is that, and something that you may notice, is that Republicans are going to do exactly what Nancy Pelosi did to them just a year ago. Nancy Pelosi kept going back to Steve Mnuchin and kept on negotiating in good faith. However, then she came out after the election and said she was never going to accept their proposal. She was never going to accept a deal because she knew that there was an end goal. The end goal was to get President Biden into office. That's exactly what happened. It worked out exactly as she wanted, and now Republicans are going to use the exact same tactic on Democrats. Whether Democrats like it or not, that is what's going to happen. What I can tell you, though, and I'm not trying to bash Republicans, not trying to bash Democrats. This is just a delay tactic. This is just a delay tactic that will possibly work in Republicans' favor. It worked for Democrats last year. And honestly, if I do think that this tactic will potentially work for Republicans. The issue here is that Democrats do not have to wait. Democrats don't have to, go through this delay tactic if they don't want to. They have something called the budget reconciliation that they can use. And as of right now, that is exactly what many Democrats are saying. Senator Bernie Sanders, many progressives are saying, let's just use the budget reconciliation. It's up our sleeve. Why are we waiting? So we'll see what happens there, but honestly, delaying the infrastructure package at this time doesn't really do a whole lot because Democrats can go forward with it at any point. But that is where Republicans do have that upper hand, is Republicans are going to say, once Democrats go and actually pass this, let's say in July or in September or October, whenever they pass it, Republicans are going to say, well, we should have passed this months ago. We were trying to get a deal done back in May, and yet you guys kept rejecting our offer. And you even had a budget reconciliation. You waited months to even start to use it. So obviously you didn't know what you're doing. It's just going to be another campaigning thing that they can use for the upcoming election. So again, we'll see what happens there. But on top of these negotiations that are happening right now regarding the infrastructure package, the White House is also, over the next couple of weeks, going to be revealing their budget for next year. And according to reports, President Biden will leave out a good amount of campaign pledges this year. So here's what we know. Reports indicate that there won't be any public option, there won't be any prescription drug reform or student debt relief. This is what is currently being said because the report states that the Biden administration is focused on infrastructure. So they want to leave out some of these things because some of these things could be included into the infrastructure package. However, here's something we are hearing. There are a couple of reports out from White House aides that state relief for SSI and SSDI could be on the table. This could be happening during the budget, kind of the whole budget for 2022. So just keep that in mind. If you are getting Social Security benefits, there's a chance you will see a boost in your income or a boost in those benefits. But again, it's not 100% guaranteed yet. All the details are still being worked out, but there's a chance Social Security recipients receive some type of boost to their income next year. Now, I'm hoping this is the case because honestly, I've seen firsthand exactly how Social Security recipients are being impacted by this. Just this week, okay, let me give you a little story really quick. Just this week, I went to Walgreens. So I went to Walgreens to pick up an allergy medication, and when I was there was a few people in front of me. And then this lady was paying up to the front of at the register or back in the pharmacy. And so, the pharmacist brings up her medications or whatever, and she goes to pay for them. Well, she has to decide which one she wants because she can't afford all of them. So this is just showing that, yes, Social Security recipients are being affected. Could we lower the cost of the prescription drugs? Yes, that would be a good thing. Could we give Social Security recipients more money? Yes, that would be a good thing. Could we do both of those things and really give Social Security beneficiaries more money, but also have them pay less for prescription medications? Yeah, we could do all those things. But to finish off my story, so the lady was deciding which medications she wanted, and she told the pharmacist she'll be back next couple of weeks to pick up the other ones. I think there was like 2 or something. So before I could walk to the front of the line and say I would pay for those, just to offer, the 2 people in front of me, okay, one was I think a lady and another gentleman, the 2 people in front of me both went to the front of the line and told the lady they would cover it. They would cover her medication. So that just shows how thoughtful and how helpful the American people are at this time. But it honestly shouldn't be on the American people. It should be on the government to provide more assistance to Social Security beneficiaries, to bring down the cost of medication and prescription drugs. It's just, right now, it's just something that's very difficult to kind of go through and to see firsthand. And I've seen this multiple times before. I paid for medication before. I paid for, grocery products and things like that before, help someone out with a bill or two, just different things like that, just to help. Because I feel like I'm in a very fortunate position where I can help. And so if you are, you do have more that you can offer, I think it's great that people do that. So right now I just wanted to kind of share that story with you because I thought that was something that was it was good to see, but the problem was I know the underlying reason why people had to jump in and help is because of Social Security. That 1.3 cost of living adjustment, that's a slap in the face. That's nothing compared to the amount of inflation we've seen over this past year. So that's good to see that we have good people in the United States and that we are doing what we can to help out others that are in need. So that's what we know right now. But as I know more regarding Social Security, stimulus, infrastructure, COVID, everything and anything in between, I promise I'll keep you updated on all that new information. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday and a wonderful rest of your weekend. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.